We're going to do some decluttering today. I have a few spots of my house that I've been putting off. Let's see how long it takes us to get this done. Well, that's a bummer. I went through all of that and didn't realize the camera wasn't on, so I don't know how much I actually got. But all of these things came out of the two shelves at the top of the closet, which I hadn't looked through. And so I found my kit to repair my laminate, and I didn't know where it was, and so now I'll put it where it belongs. We have 2 American flags. This one was flown over Pearl Harbor. I found all of my husband's winter gear and all these hats and things he wears when he's gardening and driving bus because it gets cold. I moved all of our kind of emergency supply things in here. I found these shoe covers that we use when we're painting, so they're going to go outside with painting supply. I have these things I'm going to donate. Now I'm going through the toolkit. My husband gave this to me for Christmas, and then over time, a lot of the tools he was using in the house ended up in here, and it sounds so heavy it's hard for me to get off the shelf. So I'm going to go through here and find the things that are his, so he can put them in his toolkit. That's definitely not mine. That's my hammer. This is my staple gun. This is his. I use all these wires like at Christmas when I'm wiring things, so I don't know what that is, so that would be his. Here's the little drill I use, the needle nose that I use. That is his. This is mine. These are my little nails. This would be his. This is my measuring tape. His measuring tape. Oh, the nails like to stick to that. My screwdriver. Power cord. Needs to go with the power cords. Wait a minute. We have 3 measuring tapes, so that would be his. These little, where's the lids of that? He gave me all these little screwdrivers. It's the wire cutter part I'm looking at. My wire cutter goes in the kitchen. There we go. He bought me all of these. And then I was like, don't use mine, because one of the problems I had was I could never find the tool that I needed because his would get all over the place. So I said, don't use mine. And then because they're so handy there in the closet, he started, where are the extra staples? I guess I need some more staples. And where does he put the nails? I didn't get them out first. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Is she out?
Yeah.
Is
No,
it...
come inside. She's going through the back door gate.
So I'm going to go through here and just see if there's anything that I know can go away, because most of these are my husband's, and I wouldn't even think of it. He has just gloves for every occasion. So I'm just going to see if there are any in here of mine, maybe sort them a little bit. These are my very old gloves. I have a coat that needs gloves in it. I'll put it in there. I like to keep a pair of gloves in each coat. Then I don't have to remember to look. So those are his. Oh, those are mine. Those are really nice. I used to use those, but I won't anymore, so I'll donate those. It's back in the days when I wore a really nice dress coat to work. Okay, those can be thrown away. Don't see the other red glove. Oh, those were mine too when I was working. I would sit and wait for the train to come. At that time, they didn't have gloves where you could fit your phone in, so you could take that off. But I don't have any need for those anymore. So I think somebody else can enjoy those. I found 2 pairs of gloves to donate. So that's good. Got a little donation bag going here. let's go upstairs. I have a few pair of shoes, so we'll do that. I'm kind of on a deadline because I'm going to get my hair done, so I'm trying to see how much decluttering I can get done before I have to leave. Welcome to my closet. It is not Pinterest worthy. This is real. But I am going to declutter this. I have a lot of these clogs that are really cheap. I noticed that they started to kind of collapse. So I got into buying actual real brand name Crocs. And I found out that they really support my feet. And so I decided I am going to get rid of these others. Some of them are in good enough shape to donate. And I'm going to keep these two. Let's see, let me put them this way. Because if I want to wear my thick kind of woolly socks in the winter, then I need to have some clogs that are too big. And so these are just big enough I can wear those. Then I have 4 pair of Crocs. These I'm going to give away. I don't know how to organize these. I think those probably should be thrown away. They're my only pair of sandals. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, I've got an empty shelf. I should get a cloth and wipe these out while I'm here, shouldn't I? This is one of those damp grids. They really work well. They take the humidity out of the air, and the stink goes with it. So as long as I have one of those in here, this closet doesn't stink. And I get the lavender vanilla. I have 2 other pairs of shoes. These are some really nice, barely worn naturalizers. You have to have my right size. For some reason, no matter what I do here, they slip off the heel, which is too bad when you have a $100 pair of shoes and you just can't get them to work. And then I bought these. These are all leather, but they're nice shoes. I just can't seem to make myself wear them. So I think it's time to get rid of them. I think that's probably all in here. My knife drawer is in a very sorry state. It looks like we have a lot of knives, but we have a lot of knives that are dull and can't cut anything. Some of them we've been carrying around since 1976. And I've decided I need to clear out all those and see what we actually need. Then we've had knives that are lost, and this is what the worst of the worst is going to be. That's a dirty knife. I don't know why people do that. Always have to remind myself. A paper towel picks up the crumbs, the washcloth stirs them around. So if you hear me say that a lot, I'm often just saying that to myself. I will do that. Say stuff out loud, like correct myself out loud. So hopefully the next time I'll remember it. I'm watching the clock. I'm about a month overdue to get my hair colored and everything. I tried to go 3 months, but my roots have grown way too long. I'm going to schedule my next appointment in 2 months. My hairdresser is so busy that you have to schedule way in advance. She's been doing my hair since 2009 or 2010. I don't know why I let myself struggle like that. It's like, I'll do the easy way, and then the easy way ends up being harder. Do you ever do this kind of stuff? Is it just me? Sometimes I wonder. I'm the only one who does this silly stuff. Let's put this back in here. Check the knives. Make sure they're all clean. This is my favorite chopping knife. It's a Pioneer one. It's a good bread knife. This is my son's favorite knife. It's great to fit in here well. Something about having so many people cook. Everybody has their favorite knife. This is my new paring knife. This knife, Gary first bought this one. I thought, what a strange little knife. But it ended up that we really like them. They're very sharp. Let's eat steak tomorrow. I got a weird text that says, let's eat steak together tomorrow. I don't know what that's about. And they have lost the cover for those knives. This is a good box cutter. We've had this one since 1976. This frosting thing has gone bad. So we're going to throw that away. These used to be really good steak knives. We got them at a fair, at the Utah State Fair, from a guy who was selling them. And they were really good steak knives at first. Now I've had these since we were first married too. I think this is my grandma's paring knife. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm going to keep that one, but I think all of these others are going to go away. We need to keep that, and we need to keep that. The knife sharpener, we need to keep that. And then I've got this pile of garbage, which is good. This was my favorite paring knife for years and years, but just worn out. I've worn out some good knives. So, ta-da, that's done. Okay, we have about 15 minutes left, and if I can get this done, then I have achieved my goals for the day for the decluttering. And I keep, these things are just like this. You get it all straightened out, then it gets to be a big mess again. You wonder where they were and where the lid was, and then all of a sudden it's just like a crazy mess. And that's where I am right now. I told my family, please, we don't need any more of these things. But the lids have been a problem. Last time I did it, I had everything stacked nicely and the lids underneath, and my family just couldn't maintain that. Check, because a few of these lids like this go to some storage units I'm using in a drawer. I like the glass ones better. I need that cloth when I wipe this out again, don't I? I always wonder how this happens. They are clean when we put them away, and it's mostly me that puts them away. I didn't know how we ended up with so many glass ones, but I had them all organized. I think this is more of an organizing thing. It wasn't too long ago I went through and made sure that we didn't have more lids than containers. That used to happen all the time, and they're not all fitting in there. And we use those. Keep all of these tiny little ones in there. Put that one in there too. It's already looking a lot better. All right, let's see. This needs to be down here. I wonder if I can get all of up here, and then they're not stacked too high. They were getting in a really dangerous stack. And I put this down with the little ones. This is one that my husband likes. Yeah, I had those little ones there. Ta-da, how much time do I have? I have 6 minutes left before I have to go. I'm so excited. I call this a decluttering project because I totally expected that maybe I would end up having to declutter some of this. This is so good. Just clean this off a little bit better.